Trouble is, when I'm flying the helicopter, my neck's got to be pretty agile, you know, I got to be able to look around. Well, when I first went to work for AirCam, that inflammation was in my spine. In fact, I went and had a MRI, and you could see it, the indications of the inflammation along my spine, up and down that. But anyway, they gave me some medication, and all it did was make me ill. It gave me ulcers, and I said, I'm not going to take any more medication. And that was just before I met Jay. So then I started using the stone because I was in a lot of pain, and especially when I tried turning my neck, you know, it just hurt real bad. So during the helicopter, I'd have to turn my body to look. So once I started using that stone, all that pain and stuff went away. Jay was noticing that I was rubbing my neck, you know, and it was giving me some problems. So one day he comes in and he says, "Here, I want you to use this on your neck." And hold up my hand, and it's a blue stone. I says, "How am I going to put that on my neck?" And he says, "Oh, you'll figure out a way." So I got real creative and got a headband and, you know, attached the stone to the headband with some Velcro and started wearing that stone around, you know. And about 6 months later, no pain. And my neck just, you know, got better. And then I thought, well, that's good. I'll just take the stone off. I won't need it anymore. About 3 or 4 months later, it started giving me troubles again, and so I have to use the stone all the time. But at the same time, I was having trouble with my eyes. And since I had that stone up there on the back of my neck, it affected my eyes. I mean, I started saying, "Holy smokes, I'm starting to see better, Jay." And you know, that's kind of what's been happening in my life. As a pilot, you got to have good depth perception, and that's what happens. I mean, I use the stone and the mud packs, take them with me now. I mean, got them right there in that backpack that you're looking at, and I use them all the time. I have a prescription, and every year I go in, you know, to get my eyes checked, and my eyes are getting better rather than worse. So that's kind of fun, you know. I mean, the prescription changes, but it changes for the better. So down the road, I may have to have, you know, some surgery or something on my eyes, but right now it's just, you know, doing really good. Maybe I'll never have to have that because those stones, you know, help my eyes. And anyway, here I was wearing a stone, and one day I come in and I says, "Jay, look at my stone. It's, you know, it's turning color. It was a pretty blue, you know, when he gave it to me. Now it's kind of a black charcoal looking thing, you know." And I says, "What's going on with the stone?" And he says, now this was 2 years ago, and he says, "You know, I've had some other people say that their stone changes color as they start using it." And he says, "I can't believe yours is doing that." Well, what it was doing, lo and behold, it was drawing that poison out of my neck, that inflammation, and it was putting it into the stone. And so I've got this. I carry that stone with me. You can see on one side where I got the Velcro, it's just pretty. On the other side, it's black, and it's because I wear it against the back of my neck, and it just draws. So I wound up sending one to my daughter-in-law in California. She went to Italy and come back with a sore on her leg, wouldn't heal. So I says, "Jay, would you send Julie a stone?" And he did. And I says, "Julia, make sure you know, get something and so it'll hold it on that sore." And I just healed it. I mean, it's just amazing what that'll do. I'm not sure the mud packs draw, but the mud packs just do some other things. I mean, it's not too comfortable to sleep on the stone, but I put the mud packs in my bed under the sheet, and I lay on top of them. And it's just, you know, I wake up, I sleep, for one thing, I sleep really well with those mud packs. Over the years, I've kind of got so I didn't sleep very well. But these mud packs, they just, they're the ticket for nice sound sleep. But one day I was talking to Jay, and I said, Jay was telling me, look Jim, he said, I think what's happening here is that an inflammation in your neck was fungus related. And he says that radiation hormesis kills that fungus, and that's what happens. Plus it stimulates your body, and especially the immune system, right? So I think about this for, you know, a lot. And other people that I've talked to, that's what happens to them. Jay says, you know what, this fungus is the everybody I call up, they've got some kind of fungus in their body. And this radiation hormesis takes care of that fungus, it kills it. They start getting better. So one day we were out on the helicopter working. Jay's up on the head, and I'm handing him some parts, and his phone rings. And so he answers it. He says, oh, it's out in the car. He hands me the phone and says, talk to Cindy. I'll be right back. He climbs down on the helicopter, and I talk to Cindy, who is a lady from Phoenix, who has been crippled in a wheelchair for 20 years. And she says, you know what, this stone, I'm not in the wheelchair anymore after 20 years. So I says, well, tell me your story. She says, well, I had meningitis and aspergillus, and I'm in different problems, you know, that kept me in the wheelchair. I couldn't use my arms. And one day I was on oxygen, and the oxygen tank on the way back home, something broke off of that tank, a hose or something, and whipped around the truck and broke my arm. And so I fell out of the chair that night, and they couldn't get me back in the chair. I was hurting bad, and lo and behold, there was a stone that some friend of mine gave me that Jay gave her. And here I was, the only thing I could do was use this stone. And I was rubbing it on my arm that was broken, and it was bruised and hurting. By the time I got help, she says the pain had gone. The bruising had started to lighten up. And now she says, here I am talking to you on the telephone. She says, 6 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to talk to you. She said, it's all because of this radiation hormesis and the way it works on my body. Amazing stuff. I said, hey Jay, when I started using the stone 2 years ago, one day I said, you know what, I haven't had a cold for a whole year. And he says, I don't get colds either. Well, it's been over 2 years now, and I haven't had a cold, I haven't been sick. And one day my son, we're sharing a condo, and Paul come down with the flu, and it put him down, you know. And I was in the, you know, close by, and I thought, oh, here I go, you know, I'm going to get the flu. Not a sign of the flu. I mean, it was a bad flu bug that got him. Didn't affect me at all. That's just, you know, normal people, you know, need to be healthy. I get a chance to talk with people. Jay has me talk with people. In fact, a lady from Hawaii called me. Her name was Jade, you know. And one day the phone rang, and it was Jade. And she wanted to know about my eyes, you know, because she was having some problems too. So I get a chance to talk to a lot of people and read a lot of emails that Jay gets, and it's just, it's a miracle, you know. Jay's a miracle healer. That's all I can say, you know.